fun with friends and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub.
All right, thanks, Ron. Stay dry out there, Ron.
Welcome back. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We're at halftime here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Scott Austin along with Tim Boyle. And Tim, 14-7, Shorewood on top, and it's been an interesting first half.
Well, I got it all figured out. At halftime, I figured it all out.
Please. I'm at the edge of my seat, literally. Tell us.
They're playing terrible.
That's what we pay the big bucks for that intense analyzation there.
It took me all half to figure it out, too, yes.
Yeah, well, we talk about our state public education.
I know. I'm a victim of the public school.
Yeah, well,
I'm the first to tell you.
I want to give a shout-out to all our Facebook friends out there across the country. We appreciate that. The big thing is here, you look at a couple things. Your rushing yards. They have 101 yards in the first half. Glacier Peak has 25.
Well, and they got them the hard way, too, by 7 yards here and 5 yards here, and they just shoved it right down our throat. And they got it the old-fashioned way, basically.
Other thing that stuck out as far as first half statistics was usually not a factor, but time of possession, 19-plus for Shorewood, only
4 minutes.
4 minutes and 54 seconds for Glacier Peak.
And usually it doesn't matter too much because a lot of times Glacier Peak scores really fast, so a lot of times the other team wins the time of possession, but not usually by that much. You know, it might be Glacier Peak might be winning the game and the other team might have a 2 or 3 minute time of possession advantage. But here it's like they got 5 times the amount of time of possession, so really hurting them. They getting them going. It's raining. You know, I don't know what the other excuses are other than, you know, just like Rose said, they're not playing well.
No, they're not. I mean, 0 for 2 on fourth down conversions is Glacier Peak. Again, also 0 for 2 on third down conversions. So they're not doing well in that statistical bucket. And the other big thing, which we've talked about, I've probably beaten this horse to death, is the penalties. But it's not only the number of yards, it's when Michael Palmer had a 60-plus touchdown run, all for naught because of a penalty.
Yeah, and that was obviously painful for Glacier Peak. And, I mean, the other thing that, you know, I don't want to, you hate to pick on Shorewood, but they're last in the league right now, and they've won one game against Linwood, so Glacier Peak, I don't know if they were looking past them. I'm not sure what the problem is, but we'd be remiss not to bring that up. I mean, this is not like they're playing Bothell or Bellevue or somebody like that. They're playing the team that's in last place right now, and they got punched in the nose.
They did. And for Shorewood fans, I mean, tip your cap. They're doing exactly what you want to do against the Glacier Peak team. Keep the ball out of their hands, make it messy, convert first downs. They have 11 first downs in the first half to 5 for Glacier Peak.
Yeah.
Extending those drives.
And like you said, Glacier Peak's 0-2 on third down and 0-2 on fourth down, just not able to keep drives alive. And Glacier Peak depends on that. They wanted that. They need that rhythm, and when you take them out of their rhythm, they struggle.
Well, let's go back and see what they can do. Shorewood Thunderbirds going to receive the ball first. And the kickoff is off, and it's out of the end zone as usual for Spencer Pettit, the great kicker, the sophomore, doing a tremendous job this year so far. So we'll see what Thunderbirds come out with here in the second half. We heard Ron Hunter talking to Coach Rowe, obviously not a happy camper going into halftime. What do you tell your team at halftime?
Well, I think I'd ask them I don't know what I'd tell them, but I think I'd try to find out what's going through their mind, and you got to give them a pep talk of some sort.
The starter here, first time tonight starting, Drayden Wright, hands it off to Diaz, and he meets Palmer, and they hug and finally go down for maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Well, let's see if the inspirational speech at halftime did something for him.
And we have seen over this season this Glacier Peak team, come out flat, Tim.
Well, we have. Basically, it's kind of like the tale of two teams. They're a little bit Jekyll and Hyde this year.
So 2nd and 8, they gave Diaz 2 for that carry. Right now under center. Gets it over to Perry, and Angelos Perry with another 2 yards up to the 25-yard line.
All right, well, Glacier Peak's coming out strong. The defensive line's holding.
3rd and 5. Just started the second half here.
Uh-oh, we got an injured player, and is that Perry?
Trying to get a number there. Again, we talked about the depth or lack of depth. Looks like an offensive lineman as Darren Wade, a junior, comes in for Shorewood. 6'3", 250.
Is that number 72 that just came in?
Yep.
He's
Ron,
boy.
Ron, can you see who the number of the injured player down there at all?
52.
It is 52, and that's Austin Upton, which has been big on offense, starting right guard, and been on a lot of tackles for Shorewood.
That's the last thing Shorewood needs is an injury.
Looks like he's all right now on the sideline. 11-10, just the start of the second half. 14-7, Shorewood with the ball on their own 25, 3rd down and 5. Drayton now talking to Diaz. Not sure, looking over. There's going to be a timeout on the field. Could be critical coming down the stretch. Timeout.
Yeah, they're probably going to need those at the end of the game, but I think with they lost one of their starters and they were a little discombobulated there.
We'll see what they're talking about. We'll give you a chance to take a little break. We'll do it right here. You're watching Glacier Peak Football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference. Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are?
Look at
As
that.
you see the rain coming down. Got to put our duck feet back on, Tim.
Well, what's the problem is we're not used to the rain anymore.
No, we're not.
We've got the Arizona weather going for the last few months.
Great job again, Leslie McLean on our camera, our main camera. A timeout now, 3rd and 5 for Shorewood. Up by 7. Shotgun for Drayden Wright. Now he passes over to Namba. It's caught. Going to give him out to the 30-yard line, and that could be a first down. Going to be tight.
They got it right on the mark there, Scott.
First down by the white hat referee.
The ref didn't want to measure it, apparently. He saw it. I wonder if that one bounced too, because apparently they're letting them bounce right into their hands
Ron
tonight.
Hunthorne saying that one bounced in the first half. We thought it looked like a bounce, incomplete up here. So first down, Ron saying that one didn't bounce. Again, Namba with all the catches tonight. 1st and 10. Another 3rd down conversion. And now it's Rico Campbell on the left side, but Zach Peterson gets on his back and drives with the flag being thrown out.
It's a late flag, and typically that's going to be like a late hit or a face mask at the timing where he threw that. So we'll have to see. That could be another 15 yards against Glacier Peak. See what they have to say. I didn't quite catch it.
It's on Glacier Peak. Rod, did you hear what that call was?
Let's see how far he marks it off. There's 5. 5 yards. It was a 5-yard face mask.
Face mask.
Inadvertent face mask.
10:23 left in the 3rd quarter here. 1st and 10 now at their own 39-yard line. Drayden Wright having a nice night, 3 for 4, 29 through the air. He goes under center now. Big bunch up, finally gets it to Angelos Perry, and Elledge and Carson Cole there, along with Newley, to tackle him for just a short gain.
And I'll tell you, Scott, Angelos Perry is really slippery in the backfield. They've had a lot of chances to get him for like a 3 or 4 yard loss, and he ends up getting about 2 or 3 yards out of it every time.
Doing a lot of big counter where they have 3 guys in the backfield faking the handoff to Diaz. It leaves them at 2nd and 8 now from their own 42. Under center, pitches now to Diaz on the near side. Couple steps, but he is hammered by Call, and Carson's helmet comes off.
And Carson's fired up.
The senior 72 Carson Call with a big
and he's got to cut by rule. He's got to come out for one play, but he'll be right back in. And it's Coach Hannon's giving him a little pep talk there, telling him good job.
And another 76 coming in, or 67. That's Jared Barsh, a senior. Again, they played some big minutes earlier in the year and coming back a captain. You see the Mongos up there. It makes me hungry.
I know.
Pinky's Plumbing, want to thank them. Twisted Lime. The Twisted Lime postgame show. Again, 3rd and 6. Big defensive stop here, potentially for Glacier Peak. Drayton back to pass. Oh. That one definitely hit the ground, incomplete.
Well, the reason they called it incomplete is because it hit the ground and he didn't catch it.
That one looked like he didn't have quite a handle on it. Maybe the weather a factor there, but wobbly out of his hand.
Yeah, next time let's get Ron to tell us what's going on with the rain down there, because it's kind of hard for us to see.
Ron, what's going on with the, you think the weather's having an effect?
I think it's having an effect right now, Scott. In fact, it's letting up just a little bit. I think he's doing a great job plugging that hole.
Namba on for the punt. A decent punt. Goes back, and they'll let that one bounce. It was Kaino Wong and Sean Elledge, and they will start out at the 28-yard line.
It looked like from here. It looked like it almost nicked Austin Hines in the back there while he was facing the other way, but it must have just missed him by just a hair.
Special teams for Shorewood doing a good job. Not a lot of big returns for Glacier Peak, averaging over 24 yards per game this series on punt returns. Good job by Shorewood. Again, 8:56 left here in the 3rd quarter. Becerra now back to pass, gets a handle. It's over the middle by the tight end. That's Trevor Redlinger, a sophomore, 6'2", 200.
And that's, Glacier Peak doesn't use their tight ends that often, so it's kind of interesting to see number 95 get in there on the action. Or was that, they called that incomplete, I think.
They did?
Yeah.
I have to see if Ron had a better angle. Looked like he caught it. 2nd and 10 nonetheless. Palmer breaks a tackle, gets across the 40 and a first down. Much needed by Glacier Peak.
Those are the type of runs we're used to seeing Palmer do. They've been kind of holding him to 3 yards a carry or 4 yards a carry.
Lovey Diaz on the tackle now. 1st and 10 now, 42-yard line. Becerra. Palmer once again. Got a little room to run on the right side. Gets a nice gain of 6. Up to the 49.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him 7 on that, Scott. Mark it at the 49.
Again, the pace and rhythm now going like it usually does for Glacier Peak. Palmer now the left side. First down, there's a flag.
It's a flag, and it's thrown by the referee in the backfield, so I'm sure that's going to be a hold. It is a hold. Yep, it is a hold.
Lovey Diaz there on the tackle, but...
Well, that's going to negate the Palmer first down there. And that was a good run by Palmer, and unfortunately he's had a couple of good runs that have been called back.
Palmer, 9 carries for 46 yards. That 7-yard run going to be put back. Leave him at second down.
Second about 13 now.
Becerra now looking over. Austin Hines and Elledge on the near side. Delouche on the far side. Going over to Elledge. Catches it at the 47. Tackle!
There he goes.
Now he's off to the races, and he's finally dragged out of bounds by Angelo Perry. And Perry does a good job from saving another wrestler touchdown.
And that was another 30, 40-yard gain for the wrestler there. His stats are going to be ridiculous per catch.
Already averaging 41 tonight with 82 yards. And we'll add that one with a big first down. Now the 23, Becerra. Palmer now makes a cut to the right. Now cuts it up in the middle. Almost
He's in.
Touchdown, Glacier Peak. Michael the Missile Palmer with his second tonight. Chris Nabba couldn't hold on.
That's what we were expecting out of Palmer. And great effort on Elledge to set that up for Palmer.
Looks like the big boys up front starting to get the rhythm, trying to get their blocks, getting to the second level. And Branson Corwin on talking to the official. Now Palmer coming out. But they didn't have enough players out. Austin Hines the hold. Low snap, gets it down. Good job by Austin. Branson puts it through. And with 7:54 in the third quarter, the Grizzlies even it up at 14.
It's a new ball game here, Scott.
Don't go anywhere on this rainy October night in Snohomish. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
Is Palmer's updated yet?
So Glacier Peak coming back with another play by Chris Elledge, a 36-yard catch and run, setting up a Michael Palmer touchdown to even it up 14-14 with 7:54 left in the third.
And the wrestler's got 3 receptions for about 118 yards, and he's averaging 39.3 yards a catch.
Stat stuffer.
That is just sick.
Sick and wrong. It's silly. It's cold-blooded. All right, Spencer Pettit, the sophomore, on to kick. Angelos Perry looks up in the sky. That one's over his head into the end zone. A traditional touchback here for Glacier Peak.
It's kind of funny. They kind of play him about the 5-yard line. They know that ball's going into the end zone, but I think they're happy with taking it on the 20.
Good time to tell you about, again, next Friday night, pregame at 7:45 p.m. We go on the road, 8 o'clock start. We've seen this on the schedule all year. If things go like they should, you'll have the 2 undefeated teams in the league matching up, Glacier Peak and Meadowdale. But got to take care of business as Riccio Campbell gets the handoff and has nowhere to go, and Mosese Fafita there first.
And I'll tell you what, it looks like a totally different defensive line out there than it did in the first quarter, because they are being stingy now.
A lot more energy.
And again, next week it's an 8 o'clock start. Sorry for all those East Coast contingent there.
I know.
It's going to be a late one.
Auntie Samstrom over there in Connecticut, or New Hampshire, now hands it off again.
Oh, it's
a fumble, but recovered by Shorewood.
Boy, and the defensive line is just not getting, they're not giving him any push there. The offensive line can do nothing right now.
Riccio tried to get it, lost it. Big Austin Upton, the injured player, is back in. That's good news for Thunderbird fans. 52.
Here's he lost a yard on, a couple of yards. I think it's going to be 3rd and 13.
From their own 17-yard line. So now we might see Drayden Wright. He's only tried 5 passes, completed 3. We might see another one. Namba the near side goes for Namba. It's intercepted. No, off the fingertips of Baruch. He's sitting there looking at his helmet going, dang it.
And the funny thing is he threw that. If Baruch wasn't going to intercept that, the wrestler was right there, too. There was two guys at Glacier Peak that easily could have got that interception. But the ball is wet.
They come in. Namba has the most of the catches for Shorewood when they do run. Averages 9.5 yards per pass, and College is going to get this one now. Crosses the mid-stripe, jukes a guy, makes a move, goes to the sideline. Now he turns around. Number 51 for Shorewood's not going to have any games. That's Connor Carpenter.
Well, I guess the beauty of that is, hey, the wrestler got us about 15 or 18 yards on that return.
Always exciting when the wrestler has some space. You see in the bottom left-hand corner, want to get everybody as we kind of round the corner to the end of the season and playoffs. There's a penalty on the field. You see it, basketball coming up in November here on STSPN. John McLean, our statistician and expert analyst for basketball, getting excited.
Looks like an illegal block and the illegal use of the hands is what they're saying. Oh, he showed it as a legal block in the back. Again, penalties are painful right now.
Killing Glacier Peak, absolutely killing them. Now they're 1st and 10, back on the 49. Negates a big return or a decent return by Elledge. Another whistle is blown.
I didn't see a flag. It may just be the refs weren't ready to go yet.
Ron, what's the feeling down there on the sideline? I know first half was a little low energy.
Down here on the sideline, Scott, you see the wrestling team is getting a little bit more excited about what's going on out here. A little more enthusiasm, a little more excitement.
Coach is a little more animated.
Coach is a little more animated, a little more serious.
Sarah's serious as he goes to try and get Elledge again. Elledge up in the air. Did it come down? No, incomplete. Calling for interference.
And Elledge is kind of petitioning for that flag to come out.
It was a jump ball. Rikio Campbell on the coverage for Shorewood.
I think that was actually the right call by the ref not to throw a flag. I think they were both kind of going for the ball. Elledge is nixing the gloves now.
Check that. That was Warren Cho, number 3 on the defense. Becerra now hands it off to Palmer up the middle. Almost to a first down. Good carry.
Looks like it's about 9 yards there for Palmer. Palmer's getting back in the rhythm here.
Austin Upton, the tackler on that for Shorewood, is Becerra now. Hands it back off to Palmer up the middle, and he'll get across for a first down. Again, now we're seeing a better first down and drives. First half, Shorewood had 11 first downs. Glacier Peak only 5, but they're catching up.
They are, and Glacier Peak's kind of back in that rhythm that they like to get in.
1st and 10 now. Becerra gets it over high. It's intercepted.
No, he's saying it's down.
It is. He's saying it's intercepted, and that is
ouch.
Boyston Borda, number 13 for Shorewood. Hard to see from up here.
Yeah, it looked like it was close, but they are giving him an interception. Just kind of went over the fingertips of the Glacier Peak receivers.
Well, Nick Allen's 6'5", but he wasn't quite tall enough to get that ball. He was the intended receiver, and Becerra put it up high, but again, an interception for Becerra. Now Drayden Wright gets another shot at it. He fakes the handoff and gets it to Angelos Perry, who gets up the middle with a few yards. Up to the 35, he'll have a carry for 9, almost a first down, Tim.
Yep, and that's really the first good run they've had in the half.
Perry, 9 carries for 51 yards tonight. Again, the Glacier Peak defense only given up 8 rushing touchdowns this year. 2nd and 1. Drayden now.
He's got it.
Up the gut, and that's Diaz for a first down.
I believe that's their first down of the half, if I'm not mistaken.
Jared Barsh there, the senior captain on the tackle for Glacier Peak. Interesting game. 4:53 left in the third quarter. Tied up. Glacier Peak knotted up with the Thunderbird Shorewood. This is an unexpected outcome right now. Third quarter, 4:42.
Yeah, and Glacier Peak usually turns it on late second quarter into the third quarter is really where they usually turn on the gas, and it's not quite happening.
First time start, Drayden Wright doing a great job. Ricky O'Campbell tries to get some more yardage on the left side, but he's taken down by big play Josh May. Get a gain of 3.
Yeah, good heads-up play for Josh May to stay home on that play.
Mongos, you got to get there. If you haven't on Clearview, it is just tremendous. Penne pasta, they got going. They got all kinds of specials.
The Thursday French dip was one of my favorites.
Now, just phenomenal. They got soup going again. Eggnog, bread pudding, John McLean giving a testimonial. 2nd and 8 now for Shorewood. Wright hands it off to Diaz. He spins and carries forward. They're going to mark him at the 46.
Oh, I'm not sure how he see where they spot that. He kind of like slipped right out of that pack there.
Levy Diaz coming into tonight averaging a little over 4 yards per carry, 78 carries for 329 yards. Their leading rusher.
3rd and 2 there.
Big third down. Drayden gets it to Diaz again, and he is going to get up to the first down. Very close.
That's going to be very close. They're going to. He looks like he's right on the mark.
Big hit by Carson Collins. Billy.
The ref's calling for a first down. I'm surprised they didn't measure that. That looked pretty close from here.
The far side judge looked like he had, when he came in to spot the ball, it was past the first down. Ron, did that look like an easy first down call?
Pretty easy for all shot. No problem.
Ron Henthorne on the sideline. Great to have that tonight. Hands off to Perry now on the right side. Fighting, but driven back by Baruch.
Yeah, they're going to give him about 4.
Again, taking a lot of time, tied up. Clock now 2:35. Shorewood using up most of this third quarter. Drayden Wright doing a great job leading the Thunderbirds. 2nd and 4. Diaz, and he's cut down in the backfield. Carson Call. And Austin Jacobson, great pursuit inside.
Not fooling anybody there, Scott. Right all over him. I think he lost a yard or 2 on that.
They're going to spot him now at the 46 inside GP territory. 1:56 left in this third quarter. Again, Shorewood, though, doing what they need to do, making it ugly, making it slow.
That's exactly what they need to do. We might go in the fourth quarter tied here.
Drayden now under center. Fakes it to Diaz. Gets it to... Is that Perry? And
he's going to be about a yard short or maybe a yard and a half short.
Yard short, they are.
It's 4th down, actually. They're saying 2nd down up on the score. It's actually 4th down. But they're showing 4th and 1. It's a long one.
This is a pretty big play as Coach Rowe now looking to the stands, wants his fans to get into the game and help his defense. A big play here. Good start by the Thunderbird front line and another punishing first down. Zach Peterson, the first one to get there.
Yeah, and the strange thing is here, Scott, is they're going to go into a fourth quarter tied with Shorewood. That is, nobody would have predicted that. I'm sure Shorewood never would have predicted that.
Rod Peschel, the third-year coach for the Thunderbirds, telling us a young team doesn't have a lot of depth. Getting a new school, rebuilding a school, new turf facilities, just like Shorecrest. And he had a lot of confidence in his quarterback, Drayden Wright. Aaron Miller, the usual starter. Drayden now hands it off to Perry, trying to make some room on the right side, cuts up to the 35.
And again, Scott, that's another one of those plays where they had him like back in the backfield, and they could have got him for a 2 or 3 yard loss, and he's slippery.
Good little lateral movement by Angelos Perry. Perry now 13 carries, 77 yards. I'm going to give him 5 for that one. Leaves him at 2nd and 5.
That's going to do it there for the third quarter, Scott.
So not what anyone expected. 14-14 after 3 in the books. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist from Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy and president of IRG. Shannon, what is an AC separation and how is it treated?
Well, an AC separation occurs when the joint that is called the collarbone and the scapula, this bone on the scapula or shoulder blade, is called the acromion. This joint is connected by ligaments. If you injure that joint or spring that joint, that becomes sprain, and that's called AC joint separation. The term is acromioclavicular joint separation. Usually this occurs with some type of impact injury. A lot of times, like in football, the quarterback will experience this a lot when the defensive lineman comes and grabs him, tackles him, and jams him down into the turf, springing that joint. It's an irritation of those ligaments that connect your collarbone to your acromion. The best thing to do is get some ice on this area, calm down the inflammation, modify your activity, and sometimes get in a sling to kind of relieve the pressure on the joint. AC joint separation, different than a shoulder dislocation.
28.
Yeah.
So nervous time for the Grizzly Nation. 28-23 time of possession versus 7:37 for Glacier Peak.
So we're in the fourth quarter here, Scott, and Glacier Peak's had the ball for 7 minutes. That is an ugly stat.
And Drayden Wright now leading his team down the field, gets it to Angelos Perry. Palmer and Call finally get him down, a gain of 1 or 2.
So now we're going to have a big third down play coming up for Glacier Peak, and they really need to get the ball back here.
Michael Palmer there. Austin Jacobson.
Big 3rd and 2.
This is a big one. 11:38, just started the fourth quarter, tied up. Shorewood coming in tonight, 1 and 5. Drayden now under center. Riccio Campbell on the backfield. He hands it off to Riccio, and Riccio is stuffed in the backfield. A big defensive stop by Mosese Fafita.
It's good to call his name tonight. Did you say, is he the one that broke his hand?
He's playing with a broken hand. He's got it in a cast.
So now it's going to bring up they're calling it 4th and 4. I think, that's definitely 4 down territory. If you're Shorewood, you got to go for that. You can't kick a field goal from there.
4th down conversions right now. They're 1 for 1 coming into this one. Shotgun now for Drayden Wright. Got a little time now. It's flushed out. Almost at fingertips. Everybody's trying to get him. He pitches it forward. And it's intercepted by Tyler Wong.
I don't know was it intercepted?
Did it hit the ground?
It might have hit the ground. It looked like, he was way beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball, so that there should be a flag on that. I don't see a flag.
And Drayden Wright is down, and that is not a good sign for Shorewood. They're waving the medical staff over. Drayden just tried to make something happen, had everybody chasing him, and he kind of flicked it up there, Tim.
Well, there's a couple funny things that happened on that, Scott. One, he could have ran for the first down, so I'm surprised he got rid of that. It looked like he was going to have the first down, and then I think he was past the line of scrimmage when he actually decided to throw it.
Did you see that play, Ron? What happened to Draydon right there?
Well, he followed the ball around the area a little bit, but he did drop down and hit the ground. He did throw the pass past the line of scrimmage, so you can see the flag out there.
That's what I think it is.
Are they looking at his legs, it looks like? Vantage point. I thought kind of long run had that ball, was bumbling up in the air.
I think, Scott, the ball hit the ground. I saw it hit a couple players. It looked like they were kind of fighting for it. It looked like it hit the ground. But from my standpoint, it looks like it should be a flag for throwing that ball past the line of scrimmage.
Well, last year, if you watched, we were at Shoreline Stadium against Shorewood. We had a tough injury during that game, if you remember.
The guy broke his leg.
Yeah. There's Draydon right up. That's a good sign.
It looks like he's favoring his right leg.
Now he's kind of looking like he's okay. Big player for Draydon Wright. You see Coach Peschel out there in the black jacket. We'll let them sort out this flag. We'll take a very quick break. 14-14, 10:30 left in the ball game. A tight one here at Veterans Memorial. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Sonoma Times Sports Network.
Evenings and weekends. Pinky's Plumbing. Want to pay less? 206-707-1497. Experienced, local, friendly. That's Pinky's Plumbing. Professional plumbing services 24 hours a day.
When your plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinky's.
The rain now letting up a little bit, so Glacier Peak will get the ball on downs.
So what happened there when we left is their quarterback didn't walk off the field okay, but it was a penalty throwing it past the line of scrimmage. Glacier Peak declines, gets the ball.
Sarah off to Palmer on the far side, has some daylight, briefly gets across the 45 into first down territory.
And that's a pickup of about 12 for the missile there. And he got about 5 yards after he got hit. Carried a couple players with him.
Dustin Phillips, the tackler on that for Shorewood, quickly back to the play. Missile again, up the middle now. And he is crushed by Austin. Austin Upton absolutely pancaked him.
Dude, look, he gave him it looked like a belly-to-belly souffle is what it looked like.
A new dish coming soon at Mongo's. The belly fillet. Michelle Leary, Becerra, always love your posts. Always good to see a player walk off the field. Absolutely correct. 2nd and 7 for Becerra in the game. Baruch on the near side. Elledge and Austin Hines on the far side. Looking for Baruch. Catches it at the 45.
That's a great heads-up play by Baruch because he had somebody right on his back when the ball was coming, and he kept his concentration there.
That was Warren Cho right on his back.
What you'll see a lot of times is they'll drop that ball because they can feel the guy on him.
Sets him up with a 3rd and 1. Again, not having a great night on 3rd down conversions. 1 for 3 tonight.
Or do they?
Palmer in the backfield. Gets it to Palmer. Looks around, doesn't like it. Now he's going to the near side. Has a little more green. Finally pushed out, but he gets all the way to the 25.
That's a great run by the missile there, and he's kind of padding his stats tonight.
Nice adjustment by Palmer. He went up the middle. I don't like it. Punches it outside. Big pickup for Michael Palmer. 9:06 left in this one. A 20-yard gain for Palmer. 15 carries, 117 yards. Here's Palmer again. Gets up just to the 21-yard line.
That's a good gain of about 5 or 6 yards. The thing about Palmer is, he gets hit and he still gets another 3 or 4 yards after that hit, it's large.
Hard to take down the missile.
The other thing about Palmer that I really like to stress is he really knows he goes north all the time. He's not much of an east-west runner.
Gonna try through the air, but Sarah, a ton of time, goes in the end zone. Caught!
Oh!
Out of bounds!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It looked like a catch from here.
Protest!
Oh, Dawson Hines was protesting. It looked, from here, it sure looked like a catch.
Austin Hines saying it's a catch, but
He's trying to petition the refs, but the ref said he got pushed out, but it looked like he dropped at least 1 foot in there before he was pushed out.
Austin, a junior, 5'10", but went up for that one right in the back of the end zone. Becerra had great protection, had all day. Leaves him at 3rd and 5, though. Goes over, tries Austin again, overthrows him. Hines was wide open, but incomplete. Will leave him at 4th down and 5, Tim.
Well, what we need is that challenge flag, Scott.
Throw it out there.
Oh, and it looks like they might be going for a field goal here.
Well, look, if you want to see that play, go to stspn.com. Also, our YouTube channel at the Homish Times to see the rebroadcast of this game, our video on demand.
So this is going to be about it's going to be about a 38-yarder.
Only 4 field goals attempted this year, 1 for 4.
It might be good.
Pettit, good!
It is good.
The sophomore Austin Pettit puts it right through with plenty of room to make it 17-14 with 8:15 left to go.
And worthy of note, Scott, that's the first lead of the night for Glacier Peak. They've been, either trailing or tied up the whole game, and they finally were able to get a lead, but only by 3.
And that's their second field goal conversion of this season. So, great job, Austin Pettit. We've seen him on the kickoffs. That kid's got a leg, and Brenton Corwin's got a great leg.
They do. They have 2 good kickers. The cheerleaders are doing some push. It's a night off for the cheerleaders and the push-ups.
Averaging 36 points per game is Glacier Peak. Ward was 42, and then kind of got knocked out by the Bothell game. 36 points per game. So 17-14, had a 4th and 5. Nice to have a kicker in high school who can punch one through.
And 38-yarders are not a common thing in high school. You don't see it. You won't even see a lot of them try it.
You know what? He might be our player of the game. You never know.
It could be the winning play right there.
And here is Spencer to kick it off. Angelos Perry back. This one goes in the end zone.
Now, who kicked that? Was that
Spencer.
That was Spencer. Okay. Thought that was Branson Corwin.
Andrew Garrison, 86, back there also for Shorewood. Did you see? Good. Austin Hines coming to the sideline.
Okay, folks, 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
On the corner of your screen, our superstar camera woman, Leslie McLean. They're trying to keep warm. Great job, Leslie. Wave to us, Leslie.
Oh, she's got her little mittens on there.
It takes a village, people, to put this baby on.
It does take a village. Thank you, Hillary.
Ready now, fakes it. Now gets to Angelos Perry, and he is knocked down to the backfield for a loss. Josh Pinkett gets into the action, too.
Wow, good to see him in there. And this is where it might hurt Shorewood. They really haven't been able to throw the ball much. They've been really relying on that run. Glacier Peak's expecting it, so see if they come up with anything different here. This is a big possession for them here.
Glacier Peak not usually scoring a ton of points in the fourth quarter this season, but 2nd and 14 facing Drayden Wright. The senior goes back to pass, now scrambles around. Pinkett almost has him. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Gets through, gets the first down all the way to the 35. The athleticism of Drayden Wright.
Well, the strange thing about that is he looked like he was really hurt in that one play, and he comes back like he's fresh as can be. So apparently he wasn't hurt that bad. That's what we call a soccer injury.
The junior, that's right. Let's talk about soccer later. Zach Peterson does a good job. The junior in there for Nathan Bussing, who's out with some stingers. But Zach Peterson stepping it up now. 1st and 10 on their own 35. Now he gets it to Levy Diaz. Diaz does that spin move, and he'll get 4 or 3 yards. Looks like he get 3 or 4 up to the 38. Sean Ellen going to stop.
This game's going by pretty fast, Scott. It's it's not even 9 o'clock yet, and we're deep into the fourth quarter.
6:41 left to go in this game, and this is where the clock in the running game can play against you here.
This is where the Shorewood needs to use some clock management here, because down by 3, you don't want to just keep running the ball and chewing up all that clock.
Diaz 3 leaves him at 2nd and 7 now.
Nope, that's going to be a false start there. That's going to back him up another 5 yards.
Connor Carpenter on the left side looked like he went a little too fast.
He's got the jitters.
Actually, very, Shorewood's been flawless on penalties tonight.
Is that their first or second penalty tonight? All the penalties are typically on Glacier Peak.
That is their 3rd penalty tonight from our crack Scott efficient John McLean.
But they haven't been costly penalties like Glacier Peak's.
Push him back now, 2nd and 11. Draydon going to start this from the shotgun, makes it to Perry. Carson on chase now. Goes left. Now he's got some trouble. Marsh almost gets there. Now Ellis comes up to meet him, throws it incomplete.
And boy, Ellis better be careful there, because he kind of body slammed him. The ref was looking at throwing a flag there, and he was right there, and kind of gave him a little bit of the business.
Gave a little bit of business. Ellis has to be careful. He's had some critical personal fouls at critical moments.
He has.
So he's got to show some senior leadership tonight.
He almost got one right there. He kind of drove him down after the play.
Leaves them a long 3rd and 11, and they've only completed 3 passes for 29 yards, 1 a 6-yard touchdown in the first half to Chris Namba, the favorite receiver, and he's on the near side. Calling out the play now. Drayden Wright back to pass. One time Carson again chasing him. Now he's got Jacobson. Jacobson!
That's a great play by Austin Jacobson. He just picked his ankle there. It's a great play.
Big defensive stop by the Grizzlies. That leaves 4th and 16. 5:35 left in this one. Glacier pick up 17-14. Austin Jacobson, maybe the play of the game.
That could be the play of the game.
Austin Jacobson there getting congratulated. And Namba goes to punt it. Palmer almost there with the block. Baruch going to let this bounce. Big Thunderbird roll all the way down to 25.
That took a vicious roll.
Had some soft on that ball. A little busted.
And Palmer almost got to that. I think Palmer was, it's like they're really not trying to go for that block, so they got to be careful. But he probably could have had that if he was just being a little more aggressive on that. So go ahead. They're going to start him at the 25, Scott.
Ron, what's going on down there? What are the players that
After that last possession, Coach Ross sat down on the bench with Bruce and gave him a little fun and fun talking to. So we'll see if it had any effect. He's out there on the field right now. And this is next set for the first play.
Nick Allen now coming off the field. Looked like he was going to be on the near side.
Baruch is coming back on, or looks like Baruch is back on. Gets him in just in time.
Coaches do a tremendous job. Got a fumbled snap. A pass out of it back inside the 15 at the 14.
Ooh, that's going to be about a 10-yard loss there, maybe an 11-yard loss.
Becerra coming into tonight, 1,492 yards on 84 receptions and passes, 15 TDs.
Easily leading the league.
By a mile. Big second in the plane ride, as my friend Tim Boyle says. Plenty of time. Becerra now tucks it. He's going to roll. He gets smashed by Austin Upton.
Gets about 5 yards.
Good coverage by Shorewood.
There was
the coverage sack.
It was.
Matt Nicholson, 74 now, up with Big Nate Sandstrom playing the right tackle. Becerra back to pass again. Now goes over. It's caught by Baruch at the 30. Slips the tackle and up to the 35.
And he's right by the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him.
First down. Go ahead, Ron.
That's first down.
Good heads-up play by Baruch. And that was all on the second effort. They had him about 5 yards back from there. That was a big first down.
And Baruch, a rally camp kind of kid, makes some early mistake, but then comes back. Here's the missile. Banging his way up for a tough 4 or 5 yards.
He got hit hard there at the end.
Missile taking some dents on the side.
I don't like the missile, though. He doesn't know east and west. He only knows north.
And he protects the rock.
He does.
Clock coming into play now. 3:36, second and 5. They need to extend the drive. Marcos Baruch, the senior, on the near side. Elledge, the other senior, on the far side. Maybe their last home game tonight. And the other senior, Palmer, gets a nice line up the middle. Now he puts the ball.
Are they calling him down?
They're saying he's down. Gets into Thunderbird territory at the 46.
That was close. That was real, and we were just talking about how he protects the ball. I was about to shoot you because you jinxed him.
Bravo's Pizza and Pasta. They're going to be awarding our player of the game some
free pizza.
Free pizza here.
I've been there before too. It's good pizza.
Trying some new features here. You see us goofy talking heads in the bottom corner of your screen. Becerra now. Fakes it up, but Palmer had to make a quick adjustment. Great job by number 7, Dustin Phillips, to get in the backfield.
Okay, now, Scott, you're in a situation where Shorewood's got to be thinking about, are they going to use their timeouts? They used one of them earlier, and we talked about how that might be costly. But at this point in the game, you got to seriously think about using it. Again,
pace is critical here for Glacier Peak. They cannot slow down. 2:28 left to go in the ball game. A long 2nd and 8. Rain letting up. Becerra going to go for a pass. It's caught over the middle for a first down. And it's the big tight end, number 95. He's still going. Trevor Railinger, the sophomore, with a big-time pick for a huge first down.
And that's pulling a rabbit out of their hat, Scott, because that's a play they don't use very much. You don't see them use their tight ends.
Finally brought down by Chris Namba, but a big first down as the clock just rounding about 2 minutes left in the ball game. Becerra fakes it to Palmer, now over to Elledge on the far side. Elledge hit hard by Dion, but he gets off on it when he goes forward. He's still on his feet.
And they
unbelievable!
He must have taken about 8 hits there. We thought they were going to have him back down by the line of scrimmage, and he just kept getting hit.
Where's the pinball wizard music?
I told you earlier in the season, he's allergic to gravity.
He is. Oh, my goodness. John Elledge putting on a clinic. Becerra now 2nd and 5. Palmer, first down, more inside the 15, all the way to the 12-yard line.
And that's going to about do it. You know what? Shorewood's got to take, they're going to have to take some timeouts here.
And there you go. Now they're playing the rounding.
They'll have to take a timeout after this play. Of course, no 2-minute warning, so we passed that.
Now, Glacier taking their time getting the play in. Stay tuned for the Twisted Lime Pump postgame show. Chris, Tim Boyle going down. We'll have to decide who our player of the game is. Wind starting to kick up here from Ron Henthorn as the missile starts kicking up. And you see the Shorewood players trying to strip the ball.
They're getting desperate now. They think they're going to have to take a timeout here.
And they do. So a timeout on the field, 1 minute, 12 seconds left here. The rain is now starting to come down heavy, and we'll see the finishing act here Right after this, you're watching Glacier Peak football on the home for sports streaming online, STSBN.com. We'll be back right after this.
Pinky's Plumbing. Want to pay less? 206-707-1497. Experienced, local, friendly. That's Pinky's Plumbing. Professional plumbing services 24 hours a day.
When the plumbing backs up and things get stinky, call Pinkies.
Evenings and weekends. Pinky's Plumbing. Want to pay less? 206.
Big dilemma here in the booth. Is it Spencer Pettit for the 38 field goal? Is it Michael Palmer if he punches another one? He's got 21 carries, 152 yards, one touchdown as long as a 24-yard run tonight. We got pizzas to give out, boys, so we might do both of them.
It's a toss-up right now.
Second and 8. $1:12 left on the clock. Becerra going to hand it to the missile. The senior on the left side. Diaz grabbing him and wrestling down to the ground. Another timeout is called by Shorewood.
And that's going to do it for their timeout. So they got, should be their third one. Yes, it is their third one.
We'll be back.
Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view official scores, schedules, standings, and photos for all the schools and all the sports in the West Coast Conference. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook and check out westcoathletics.com, the official website of the West Coast Conference.
You see the players congregating on the sideline. You see Jared Barsh there, the senior. A big night here, homecoming for Glacier Peak and senior night. A tight ball game against the Shorewood Thunderbirds, who have done a tremendous job. With 1:05 left now, 3rd and 9, and this could seal it right here if they were to convert a first down. Becerra back to pass. Now he's got time over the middle. It's caught by Sean. Touchdown, Glacier Peak, the senior, the wrestler, putting on a show.
Wow, what a play. And he comes through. All they needed was a first down, and the wrestler says, give me the rock.
Give the kid a pizza.
Give him a pizza for sure.
Do another one. Sean Ellis with a touchdown from Chris Becerra, making it 23-14. Hello. Did I just lose power? We're back. Branson Clowen on for the extra point. Just clears the bar, and it is good. 24-14 if this holds. From anybody watching from afar looking at the score, they're going to see this is not really what a tight game it has been. As Ron, we're going to need 3 guys. We're going to make the player of the game down there. I'm sure there's a bit of relief on the sideline. The homecoming crowd now something to cheer as they feel like this one's a little bit more secure. 1 minute left on the clock. 24-14, Glacier Peak on top now. Again, this is where having a big leg of Spencer Pettit, one of our players of the game. So you don't have to worry about a big return by Angeles Perry. This one, though, gets hung up, and they're going to let it bounce. They're going to start at no time off the clock here at the stadium. 1 minute to go. I want to thank all of our sponsors, everybody who supported STSPN.com. Again, next week, the Glacier Peak Meadowdale game starts at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time from Edmond Stadium. Meadowdale facing Eastlake tonight. Snohomish taking on Mount Vernon. As Drayden now gets in trouble. Now Rose to the near side. Now just gets rid of it. It's up in the air. It bounces and incomplete. No one could get there, including Chris Mambo, the intended receiver. Stay tuned for the Twisted Lime post-game show. Tremendous effort by Rob Peschel, coaching staff, everybody over at the Thunderbirds. They gave Glacier Peak all they could handle as the clock has 53 seconds. Shorewood with no timeout left. You see in your picture, Eagle Eye Chris Cuneo, my spotter. Hands it off to Riccio Campbell. Campbell on the right side. Going to get about 3 yards. Notice that Trey Chambers is not playing. He was injured last week. Baruch with the stop over there leaves him at 2nd down and 6 from the 25. Drayden now passes over. It's almost caught by Diaz, but off the fingertips. And Jared Farsh was there to greet him if he did catch that. 21 seconds left to go in this one. So Glacier Peak is going to escape this homecoming senior night with a probable victory here and go in undefeated next week to face Meadowdale. Probably 2 undefeated team. Eastlake, not a strong club this year. See 59, big Josh Elvig in the screen as he pitches it to Diaz with a nice run, and he gets all the way to the 32-yard line for a Thunderbird first down with 15 seconds left to go. Josh Elvig there with his good friend Neil Drewliner. And Drayden just stops the clock there, now down to 8 seconds. 2nd and 10. Runs over, going to use as much time as he can as he runs over to Coach Rob Peschel. Jaden Wright, what a great athlete, senior leader here for Thunderbirds. 3 completions on 9 attempts for 29 yards, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. As 2nd and 10 now, he pitches it to Diaz on the right side. He's got blockers. And he'll get across the 35, and that does it here at Veterans Memorial Stadium when Glacier Peak escapes homecoming night in the Thunderbirds with a 24-14 win. Stay tuned for the Twisted Lime Pub postgame show. Tim Boyle, our players of the game, and Coach Rory Rosenbaugh. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this. You're watching Glacier Peak football on the Snohomish Times Sports Network.
Hey, sports fans, do you want to know when and where your favorite teams in the West Coast Conference are playing? Who won the game last night and what the current standings are? Well, it's easy to find out on westcoathletics.com. The information is entered by athletic directors and coaches, so you know it's accurate and up to date, making westcoathletics.com the place to view officials.
Now you have that great neighborhood pub to relax, have fun with friends, and not have to go to some big chain. That's right, the Twisted Lime Pub has great drink specials, delicious food, your favorite game on, and the music you will love. Located close to home in between Mill Creek, Snohomish, and South Everett, you're never too far to stop in and enjoy the great atmosphere and top-notch service. They feature the best microbrews on tap, a full bar, so come on in after the game. Tim and I will be there. The Twisted Lime Pub, your local neighborhood pub.
See them congratulating each other. Glacier Peak happy. Rob Peschel's got to be happy for his young club. Came into an away game with Glacier Peak, the 7th ranked 3A team in the state, and gave them everything they could handle. As Tim Boyle standing by trying to find Spencer Pettit. Michael Palmer and Sean Ellis. Not sure we can get them before they run over. Ron Henther trying to run over and catch the players. But Michael Palmer, again, the missile, the senior, 22 carries, 152 yards, averaging 6.9 a carry, 1 touchdown, 24 his long. Just a tremendous.
Sorry for the delay. We thought we had him.
All right, that's no problem, Tim. See the traditional meeting at the end of the field. Again, Spencer Pettit, a big 38-yard field goal that put him up 17-14. And then the wrestler, just a statistical giant. 5 catches, 136 yards, a 27.2 average. 2 touchdowns to add to his total for the year. Again, the first half, a bomb, 69 yards. And Sean Elledge is also our additional player of the game. It was a late ad by the STSBN crew. Thank you to all the Facebook, Michelle, Larry Becerra, Greg Cofford, our faithful Facebook communicators, the Wyrox, everybody out there. We appreciate it. Also want to thank our post-game player of the game, Pizza by Bravo's Pizza and Pasta. If you're local, give them a call, 360-862-0900. You see the rainfall coming down. We'll hopefully hook up here with Coach and the players of the game. And we'll take a break here from Veterans Memorial Stadium right after this.
I'm with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist from Murphy's Corner Physical Therapy and president of IRG. Shannon, what happens when a young athlete has a problem with the front of their knee, and how do you treat that?
Scott, that's a great question. Generally speaking, with young athletes, what we see is this kneecap, what we call the patella, becomes irritated on the back side of it. The term that we use in physical therapy is chondromalacia. Basically what's going on is when you straighten your knee and bend your knee, this kneecap tracks up and down a groove that's formed in the end of your femur or your thigh bone. And when these kids grow and they have changes in their growth and muscle strength, this kneecap sometimes gets irritated on the back side. It creates an inflammation. So they'll have pain going up and down stairs, squatting, running, things like that. So the best thing to do, again, is strengthen the quads, anti-inflammatory measures such as ice on the knee, modify activities, and sometimes you can check their shoe wear because maybe their feet are off a little bit, what we call pronate. But it's real common in kids that are growing and they increase their activity level. Again, pain up and down the stairs, pain after sitting for long periods of time, and pain with squatting. So again,
Lane here, Scott.
Where is Boyle? Where in the world is Tim Boyle? Waiting to get I see him there, complaining about the rain. He's got a few months left of complaining about the rain. Glacier Peak 24, Shorewood 14 tonight. After a lackluster first half for the Grizzlies, 14-14 tied at the half. Then on a 38-yard field goal, Spencer Pettit.
Okay, looks like we got the 3 of them.
All right, we'll go back down to, I see Ron Henthorn. And here, bringing him over to the sideline is Sean Elledge, the senior, Michael Palmer, the senior, and the sophomore. Now, is that, well, yeah, Spencer Pettit. And we'll turn it down to Tim Boyle for the player of the game.
Okay, Scott, we're down here with the players of the game. We got senior Sean Elledge, we got Spencer Pettit, and we got Michael Palmer. Great game, guys. Spencer, you kicked the game-winning field goal. Great job. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Feels great.
Well, great job, and you put a couple out of the end zone. Great play. We'll stay here. We got some free pizza for you too. Sean, you came through like always. Couple touchdowns, couple big plays. Good job. Could be your final game here.
Yeah, it sucks. That's not how I wanted to go out. We didn't come out and ready to play. They came out and hit us in the mouth. We thought we were just going to walk over them, and they came into our house and ran the ball on us. Poor performance.
Well, they came through with a victory, though. That's all that counts. Michael Palmer, 152 yards. Another big game for you. Probably going to take over the league lead again. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I feel great. It wasn't, as close of a game as we thought it was going to be, but, it was still had fun, and it was a fun game.
Well, it's been fun watching you guys, and congratulations on homecoming and senior night. We got some free pizza for you, too, from Bravo Pizza for being players of the game. Take that in there for a free pizza. There you go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good job.
Thank you.
See you next week. Back to you, Scott.
Thank you, Tim Boyle. You can hear in Sean Ellis, the senior, those guys, obviously it's not exactly how it was planned to what coming into maybe an inferior Shorewood undersized Thunderbird team that definitely gave them everything they had. But they do prevail 24-14. It looks tight at halftime, even the third quarter, and finally the fourth quarter they punched through. So we'll get back down to Tim to see if he has Coach Rowe, and then we'll wrap it up right here on the Twisted Lime Pub postgame show. See if we can get back to Tim Boyle with Coach Rory Rosenbaugh in his fifth year, heading into the Meadowdale game next week at 8 o'clock in Edmond Stadium. We've talked about their issues on the road for Glacier Peak. Hopefully they can turn it around. Penalties, a problem again tonight in critical times, but they overcame that and escaped here homecoming night with a victory. I want to thank everybody on our crew. Leslie McLean out there in the cold and the rain on camera. Our 5-tool executive producer, Todd Elvig. Eagle Eye Chris Cuneo, the spotter. Also want to thank Shannon Cuneo for her support and running around and getting stuff that I forgot. And always Ron Henthorne, a great new feature. There's Leslie. Great feature having Ron down on the field, getting some great stuff from down right on the sidelines, getting his perspective. John McLean, our statistician, always doing a tremendous